Alright guys, welcome back to another video. This video's topic is gonna be by 2050, there are some predictions that predict everyone's gonna have a very similar skin color. Do people see race as real? Do they see it as a problem that everyone's just gonna be mixed mystery meat? We're about to find out. Let's get into the video. They estimate by 2050, everyone's gonna have like the skin color that's like kind of coffee colored. Since everyone's gonna be so mixed together, there's not gonna be separate races. Do you think that's a problem?
I shouldn't know if that's going to happen or not, but if it's a problem, I don't think it should be. Although I don't think it's going to happen because there'll always be different type of mixes, even in the future or older than 50.
Yeah, but how much can you mix until everyone's like the same? Like eventually, they're gonna mix into, I don't even know what.
I mean, yes, it'll take a very long time because we have a lot of ethnicities. And you got Asian, you got Latinos, you got Americans, you got Europeans. So like to combine all those and make one like equal, I think it's gonna take, even if it's possible, like a long time.
By 2050, they estimate that everyone's gonna have the color of like a coffee or caramel, since everyone's gonna be so mixed together. Do you think that's a problem?
I don't know how that's a problem.
I think it's a problem for people who think it's a problem. Otherwise, I don't think there should be a problem.
You don't think it's a problem? You don't think it's beautiful that each race has its own benefits, and like each race is different, right?
I agree. I completely agree. But how the world is moving, I think it's inevitable. So it's the other way around as well, right? So if you see, if a lot of dark-colored skin people mate with light-skin colored people, they'll lose the darkness as well, right? And same will happen with light-skin colored people. I think it's fine.
By 2050, they say that everyone's gonna be like the same color, like kind of coffee, caramel color. Do you think that's a problem?
I don't think that's a problem.
Not a problem.
Not a problem.
You don't think we should, I guess, preserve each race since they have their own differences and they're all, beautiful in their own way?
I don't know. I don't think that's much of an issue. I mean, I'm brown, so I don't see much of an issue with whites, blacks, or anything. So
Every culture is beautiful. That's all, yeah. We should preserve cultures, yeah.
it's preserving cultures, not colors.
Yeah.
By 2050, they estimate that everyone's gonna have like the same skin color from everyone like mixing too much. Do you think that's a problem?
I wouldn't say.
You wouldn't say?
No. Well, maybe actually, now that I think about it, yeah, deeply. Diversity,
No, I just want to say, like, shouldn't we preserve our differences? Or, because every race has their own, they're beautiful in different ways.
I guess, but then, I don't know, that's kind of the beauty of it, like coming together. You can kind of just see it all come together. So that's why it was like a yes or a no, because it was like, at the same time, we all want to see everybody's, cultural differences. But then when they come together, everybody will be looking alike.
But if so many cultures like mix together, like, what is that gonna be? It's not gonna be all the cultures like shining separately. It's just gonna be a pot of I don't know what.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
By 2050, they predict that everyone's gonna have like the same skin color. It's gonna be like coffee or caramel from like so much race mixing. Do you think that's a problem?
No, absolutely not.
You don't think it's important to preserve our differences? Like, isn't every race beautiful in their own ways?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. But there's no issue with it being combined, because if we can't respect the fact that there are other differences can benefit us that we do not pay attention to and look at, then I don't know, we can move forward from that.
But what do you mean by that?
I'm saying that we're all different, and in a daily basis, we do not encounter things that we choose to encounter differently because of where we grow up and what we choose to do and intake. So, I don't know. I could walk and talk to another group of people, and they might tell me something differently that I don't see, because from where I stand as a human being, I don't get to see that in my life.
All right, guys, what's up? If you guys want to support me, support what I do, this shirt dropped pretty recently on redpillthreads.com. Use code Hermes for 10% off. It is Wanghaf. It is white ass going hard as fuck. That's what it stands for, if you didn't know. If you're not white, I mean, shit, you could rock it. It has both the W and N in it. So if you want to support, the link will be in the description or in the comments below. So let's get right back into it. Do you think that's bad if it happens?
I don't think it's necessarily bad because it already happens. Like before you know, it was normal to see certain type of ethnicities like stick along, and now they're all mixed. So eventually, I think it's gonna be something that happens, and I don't think it's bad.
Don't you think it's kind of beautiful that there's like different kinds of races that are, you know, have their own strengths and weaknesses? And, you know, I feel like people are kind of trying to push us away from that.
Yes, that's very beautiful because it's kind of like a unique thing that we all put in a little bit of each other, and when we mix it all together, it's just even more special.
Doesn't it kind of kill the uniqueness?
It might, depends on how you view it, but at the same time, it just, since it mixes together, it'll come out to be something even more unique.
So you think that's just the way the world's going to move and it's inevitable?
Yeah, I mean, if that globalization takes it that way, then yeah, why not?
Do you think we should promote it, or, you know, should we, I guess, encourage
I think
people?
it should be a natural process. I think it should be naturally occurring thing. There shouldn't be any like outright going out of the way and saying that, oh yeah, you should do that. I mean, if it's happening, it's happening.
Do you think people are trying to promote it a little bit? Maybe in advertisements or in TV shows, like showing mixed race couples?
No idea, to be honest.
You don't think? You don't know?
I have no idea, to be honest.
No idea.
I don't watch like a lot of shows or TVs that could portray such a thing. So
You haven't noticed him, I guess, more recently? I don't know how long you've lived here. Have you lived here your whole life?
no. So I'm traveling. I live in the
Oh.
UK, but
Okay.
I'm traveling here, so I have not noticed anything on the TV show or anything like that. No.
Yeah, but doesn't culture come from color?
Not really. You could be Indian, you could be white, you could be Indian, you could be, darker skin colors, you could be brown, you could be like me. You still have culture, and your culture is basically from where you're, your upbringing and your family values and all of those things. It's not different just by color. Eventually, even if you are, somehow everyone just gets baked, I guess, because of the heat and the global warming and whatever. I guess at the end of the day, if you're all just the same color, you still have your own identity, right?
Is that an important value for you? Do you want a man who comes from a similar background you do? Similar, I guess, skin color, similar features?
Not really. I mean, no, I really don't really pay attention. I just like whatever is, wherever I feel a connection. You know what I mean? Like, I don't really care about the background. I like learning different things and cultural things from different people.
Do you think it should be promoted? Do you think there should be advertisements, movies, shows of like mixed race couples? Like they're kind of trying to shove it in your face?
I don't think anybody should be told at all what they should believe and think in. I think that when you wake up in the morning and you would just like to see other people prosper, because we're one species and that's all we can do is we can work together to, we're all going to wake up and then at the end of the day we're going to die eventually, aren't we? Yeah. So wouldn't we want the best outcome for everybody?
I agree with that, but don't you think us being like separate helps us thrive better?
No, I don't think so.
Do you think the races are different inherently, or is it just our skin color, nothing else is different?
No, a lot of it has to do with culture too, the way of thinking. People in the United States don't think the same as people in Spain, to put it that way. And it's not just about color. It's also about how people think about themselves, think about life, how they view life, and really it's not all about color.
Would you say it's more cultural or more genetic, some of these differences?
I would say cultural in a way. Yeah, I think it's more cultural than genetics in that kind of comparison. I would think that.
Can the culture make it genetic? Like over generations, if they act in a certain way, isn't it kind of embedded in your DNA at that point?
I don't think it's embedded because depends on the environment that you grow up and that you put yourself in, you'll act differently. So even though your parents are from somewhere else, or you were born in a different place, if you're put in an environment where it's completely different, not even because your family or your grandpa or anything will make you be like them. If you're in a different kind of place, that you have to act and be someone accordingly to where you are.
Okay, since you're from the UK, I wanted to ask you, do you think it's okay, the amount of, I guess, diversity? Do you think it's a strength of the UK?
So from a work perspective, yes, I think it's quite a strength in the UK. Like we were talking the other day, since coming to the US, it's really hard for us to find food of different type than what people in US generally eat. So say burgers, very common. Like typical US food, like even in breakfast, it's more US food. if you go to London or you go to UK, you'll find like every place you'll find plethora of different cuisines and food and that has come because of all the globalization and all the people that live there. So yeah, I think that's way better there.
But do you think importing people from another country into the UK, like people obviously came there for a reason, right?
Yeah.
And importing all these people from different places, it fundamentally changes the country.
Oh yeah, it does. It does. I mean, both for negative and positive, it does. And I mean, the same thing is happening in the US that is happening in the UK. That when you allow people to come in, then some people take advantage of it, and they come illegally, and then they ruin it for everyone. So that is the negative side. The positive side is that you get to interact with multiple cultures, and then you get to see perspectives and how they think, how they grow, and sharing that is actually quite good. Even from work perspective, I have, I think, 5 or 6 different diversities within my team that I work with. It's actually quite different. Like everybody thinks very differently, everybody operates very differently, everybody has their own strengths, and getting to know that is
Everyone
quite
just brings something to the plate.
Yeah.
It's not like it's just one thing. Everyone has their own opinion, own beliefs, and when you share it, you learn something.
Do you think we should promote that?
If people are interested in that, I guess, sure, why not?
It depends upon the people.
It's quite an
Some
interesting
cultures-
question you've got
yeah.
there.
Some cultures are important, and people like however they feel they should do it based on the.
I guess more I'm saying, should it be pushed in the media, like in advertisements or in TV shows, movies? Like, should there be mixed race couples kind of implanting that thought in your mind? Or should we get taught that, you know, try to stay with your own people, try to preserve your culture, your identity?
I don't have much to say on that, honestly.
It's a risky
yeah.
topic over here. It's a very risky boundary. But to be honest, however someone may feel, like if I may feel like, oh, I'm Indian, so I should go for someone Indian or something like that. It's based on like personal thinking rather than making everyone do it.
Would it bother you if your children didn't look like similar to you?
Like, what do you mean? Like my facial features, or just like?
Yeah, I mean, let's say you know, had children with someone outside your race. You know, it wouldn't really look exactly like you. I mean, it'd have some of the features, but you know, it wouldn't be really the same.
I don't think it would bother me. I mean, I know at the end of the day that's my kid.
Well, let's say even like further down generations, like the people keep mixing, and then like you can't even recognize, let's say, your great granddaughter. Like she doesn't look anything like you. You don't think you don't want to preserve these things that make you unique?
I don't know. I don't think it would bother me, to be honest.
Fair enough.
Long down the line, it'll just all, you know, kind of lose. I mean, you don't have your great grandma's nose. You know what I mean? So throughout time, it's just like lost, I would say.
How come when like groups come into communities, like let's say New York, Chicago, they always go in their own groups, like, you know, Little China, you know,
Well,
there's a Russian community.
They find solace in it because it's comfortable, but we need to remove ourselves from being comfortable, because when we're uncomfortable, then we actually speak our truths. We're not safe and comfortable when we're uncomfortable. So stay uncomfortable so you know the actual truth, because you can accept any type of information that is provided to you. Same as this conversation. Chose to pick out a specific person. I don't know why, and it doesn't matter. But here we are to talk about it, and that's what's supposed to be beautiful about it.
Don't these different people have their own values and what matters to them? Like someone, let's say, from Russia, and then someone from Africa and Kenya, these people are gonna think and feel differently about certain topics, and what matters to them is different.
Absolutely. So
do you think if we like put a white guy from America in a household and you know, a black kid from Africa in the same household, they'll grow up to be the same?
Depends on a lot of things, but there's a point where a lot of things they will teach each other. Or, I mean, if you said the kid is from Africa?
Yeah.
Okay, then yeah, the kid will adapt a lot of things that you know, American white male will be teaching him, but at the same time, he'll have certain, you know, traits that will stick along where he came from.
Do you think that works better than people who have similar values and beliefs? Like, don't you think that kind of collides? Like, let's say someone in a Londoner who's Christian, and then someone from the Middle East who's Muslim. Do you think those cultures are compatible in the long term?
When you say long term, you mean to say as couple or as like just platonic friendships or anything?
No,
like
I'm
that?
saying like in general, in the culture. Like, let's say a ton of Muslims come into the UK.
Yeah.
Do you think that's going to work in the long term?
I
Because they don't agree on plenty of things.
Yeah, I agree, but I don't know whether it will work or not. I can't say. I don't think so. I have an opinion on it, to be honest. But in a short term, I think it's quite nice. I shouldn't say short term. In dealing with people from different culture, I think it really opens up your mind to different things. So for example, if I were to talk to you about things that are quite American in a way, and I would say, this sucks, because I live in the London, so I know things happen this way. I'm okay with that. Would you take that as a positive or a negative? Mostly you take it as a negative, because you would want that somebody wants to come here, who's traveling here, should experience the local culture or anything like that, right? So it's the same the other way around. If you were to come to say you are interacting to me, and you ask me, okay, Naman, would you recommend me a good Indian place? And I say, okay, go there. I'm like, nah, let it be. I'll just try American food. Like, okay, fine. I mean, that's up to you whether you want to interact with other people or not. So I think it opens up your mind to very different, like to new things, to new perspectives. But ultimately, it's on person how they want to do it.
So based on your predisposition on picking me on the street, what would you think I am?
What would I think you are?
Yes. Like, so looking at me from the general population, what do you think where do I classify as those groups that are different?
Clearly, you're white. Clearly, you're trying to show something with your like earrings or the lips. Maybe be rebellious. I guess that's so far what I've gotten from you. Maybe probably more liberal.
I'm unaffiliated, actually. I do not believe in God and all those things. So this is it's a measurement of integrity, So I just think that I liked the way that it looked, and I wanted to change the general appealing look of a person. So I'm a white German human being in America, and I'm just being me.
All right, guys, thank you for watching. Clearly, a lot of people don't see race as real. They don't see it as giving us any differences, which is kind of sad. I think we should preserve our culture, preserve our heritage, preserve what we look like. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and see you guys next time.